Now today we're looking at the Mopar oil filter. This is something I've received a number of requests. If we can cut open the filter, show the components, and compare them to other filters that we've opened, such as Wix XP, Purolator, Royal Purple, AmSoil, Man, so on and so forth. And I will include this in our oil filter playlist. I'll have the link for that in the description box below. But right off the bat, take a look at the spacing. Very, very nicely made. Take a look at how close the pleating is. On your lower end oil filters, the gaps will be quite wide. This is a very, very nicely made filter. The other thing that really stands out is the gluing. What I mean by that is you have an end cap here, another end cap here, and it's sandwiched onto the media. And what you often will see is a little bit of overspray regarding the glue. You'll see it on the filter. Some filters can be really actually very messy. This is extremely clean. The other filter that comes to mind is Purolator. But again, this is a very, very nicely made filter. This was $9 off Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, there's no charge for shipping, and made in the USA. The majority of oil filters are made in the USA. The exception, two of them that we came across, K&N, that was Mexico, and the other one was STP-XL. That's the higher end STP that was manufactured in South Korea. But the majority of them, AmSoil, Royal Purple, Mobile One, Wix XP, Man, Purolator, they're all made in the USA. But that being said, again, certainly a very nicely made filter. Now, two things I could not dig up. One was the Micron rating. My guess, 25 to 30 microns. I'm sure there's a Mopar part gearhead that just knows off the top of their head what the Micron rating is for this. But again, I'm guessing 25 to 30 microns. The other thing I could not find was the material that they use in the media. And what I mean by that is with your cheaper filters or your lowest costing filters, they tend to be fiberglass, polyester, and then your higher end, maybe $15 plus filters, for the most part, are synthetic. This to me seems to be a blend. So the polyester, fiberglass with the synthetic all mixed into one. So again, for the $9 range, that sounds just about right. The other thing to note is the anti-drain back valve. These are either rubber or silicone. What this does essentially sits on the bottom of the filter. When you turn off your vehicle, instead of having all the oil drain back into the filter, this allows some oil to be left over in the engine. So the next time you start the vehicle, you don't have a dry start. So again, this just has, I think the range for silicone is something like minus 100 or 150 degrees Fahrenheit up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And rubber doesn't have nearly that type of range. So again, a superior material for sure is silicone. And this also has a bypass valve. What this is, on top, if for any reason, if let's say the flow of oil is inhibited, and now it cannot get to your engine, which will kill it, this little valve opens up. And then it allows oil to circulate into the engine. It's a safety feature. So if you're way over when you're supposed to change the oil, or let's say you're just towing a lot, or dusty conditions, or just high-speed racing, whatever, if this starts to degrade, then this little guy opens up, and at least you're still getting oil to the engine. It's not filtering as well, obviously, but it's a safety feature in that sense. We'll cut this open very, very shortly. This is not wire-backed, and this is, I'll show you a better look what I mean when I cut this open, but wire-backing, this comes from Wix XP. And there are some filters that are wire back. AmSoil, Royal Purple are some other ones. But again, though, you're talking $15 to $19 range in terms of the costs. And the way that this works, right here you have a metal spine. This wire backing wraps around the metal spine, and then the media goes around the wire backing. Keeps the conformity. You also see this with your house if you have forced air for your home. The higher end filters are wire back, and that's so the filter doesn't start to lean into the motor, the blower motor of the furnace, and clog it up. That's the whole point behind it. But certainly for the $9, it's a very nicely made filter. How often to change it? The best thing you could do, now this filter is made for a number of Chrysler vehicles, such as the 200, the Chrysler 300, the Dodge Journey, the Ram, Durango. It's made for a number of their vehicles. But what you want to do is just look at your owner's manual, and that's it. It takes all the guesswork out of it. So just check the owner's manual and you'll be in good shape. Regarding the can, right here you have a little spring. This just keeps all the components nicely packed. And then you have the cap. The cap is average, I would say. Comparing it to other filters, there are stronger caps. Meaning, for example, this is the Purolator Boss filter. But again, you're talking $15 here. But take a look at the thickness compared to these two. And if I had some kind of machine that would test the burst pressure, I would do it. I just don't have that kind of machinery here. But if I squeeze these two, this is just a lot stronger. Same with K and N. Very, very strong casing. But I've been driving for over 20 years. I have yet to ever puncture an oil filter. Not to say it doesn't happen, but this is, let's put it, it's average. You know, I think it's perfectly fine. But again, if that's something that really worries you, you gotta go with something like Purolator Boss. You know, just in case you're thinking, oh, Purolator is, they're all like that. They're not. Again, it's like anything else. You get what you pay for. So this is the Purolator. What is this? This is just the base. This is just the basic Purolator filter. You see? So that's average. You know, this what you see here. You don't always see that. And then if you're curious, also very quickly, then you have the Purolator 1. I got way too much stuff around here. Purolator 1. But take a look. You see? Same thing. It's the same cap. So again, if that's something that you really want, gotta go with the Boss, K and N, Wix XP. They all have thicker filters. All right, let me clean this up, cut this open, and we'll measure the square inches. So we have the media spread out here on the bench, and lengthwise, I'll double check. I have 52.5. Okay, 52.5, and the width we're at 2 1/4. So 52.5 times 2 1/4, 118 square inches worth of surface area. That is a very, very good number, and I was expecting something pretty good because, again, those pleating, the spacing of the pleats were just excellent. So this just essentially is telling you that there's a lot of surface area to do filtration. So hopefully this gives you a pretty darn good idea on what we can expect with the Mopar filter. If you like this stuff, please thumbs up, subscribe. After this, I think we're probably going with Napa filters, and we'll keep on adding to that list. And until then, we'll see you next time.